Hey guys, thanks for joining us at the Range Report. And here we are back in my office, or my armory, as it would be. And today's video is about the guns that gotta go. Alright, so you guys may or may not know, but every gun that shows up on the channel is something that I buy, with the exception of one or two that have been sent to us for us to do a T&E on. Everything that you see on the channel, whether it's rifles, handguns, shotguns, or whatever it is, I go out and I spend my hard-earned money on it. Now, a lot of the stuff that I've bought over the years is stuff that I didn't really buy because I wanted it, but because, well, people requested it. You know, and somebody would say, hey, can you review this? Hey, can you review that? And when we got enough people that would, ask about it, or if there was something that was popular enough on the market that it required a review, well, I went out and I bought it. Now, a lot of people give me heat over my gun reviews because they say, oh, I got the same gun and it doesn't do this, or I got the same gun and it does that. Listen, gun reviews are completely and totally subjective. I mean, we can talk about the functionality of the gun, whether it works or whether it doesn't. We can talk about the accuracy of the gun. And even that, to a degree, is mostly dependent upon the shooter. But as far as everything else in the review, it's subjective. Yeah, I can tell you how many rounds are in the magazines, how many magazines come with it, what kind of sights they have on it, or anything. But if I try to tell you my interpretation of a sight picture, or how I get the sight alignment on a gun, or the grip angle, it's going to be completely different than what you might experience. So all the reviews that I've done are based on my comfort level, how the gun fits me ergonomically, the size of my hands, and, factors that are unique to me. And whether or not the gun falls into a certain category, if I like it or I don't like it, it's my opinion. All right, you can have something completely different. I'll give you an example. We have the Rock Island BBR 3.1. I can't stand that gun. It's not comfortable for me to shoot. I don't get a good purchase on it. I can crush the thing as hard as I want with my hands, and believe me, I've got a pretty good grip. It's just never going to be a comfortable gun for me to shoot. And as soon as I say anything bad about it, there's 600 people over there complaining, I'm interested in it, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Listen, when you go out to buy a car, when you get in the driver's seat, it could be a car that you've been lusting for your whole life. I would love a 53 Corvette. I would love a 53 Corvette. I'm 6'3" and 300 pounds. I can't fit in a 63 Corvette. And as much as I would love to have that car, and I would love to drive it around, if I get into it and I tell you this car doesn't fit me very well, it's not speaking bad about the car. It's not speaking bad about me. It's just two things that don't go together very well. And it's my interpretation, it's my opinion on it. You could agree with it, you can disagree with it. As they say on the end of every medication commercial, your results may vary. So, that being said, there's been a couple of guns that we've acquired over the last couple of years that I bought mostly to satisfy the audience, not necessarily to satisfy me, although there's a couple that I did buy that were just funny. So, with that being said, I'm going to go through a couple of the guns that are going to be on, another site being listed so that I can make room on the shelves for something else. And what we're going to start off first with is this Rossi 357 Magnum. And it's a 6-shot revolver that we just reviewed on the channel not that long ago. It's a really nice gun. It shoots very well. It shoots very accurate. However, the way the grip angle is designed, when the recoil goes off, I get a little bit of a slap on the inside of my palm. The only way I could overcompensate for that is to get such a high grip angle on the gun that it throws my sight alignment off. I don't want to spend the money to go change the grips because I'm going to be investing money in a gun that I'm not enjoying to shoot. I just bought a Ruger GP100 357 Magnum 6-shot stainless revolver. It's a day and night comparison between the two of them. And for what I paid for this, and as often as this is going to come off the shelves, I think I might be able to put this in the hands of somebody else who they might be able to enjoy it. So this gun, with the very few shots that are through it, is going to go bye-bye. Okay? Next one on the list that I bought, I've always been a fan of CZ handguns, except the only problem is that I always found that there's not enough real estate on the slide of like the Shadow 2, and everything else for me to get a good purchase on it to, you know, rack it. And I said, but I really would like one just to see how well they go. So I went out and I bought this Tanfoglio Witness. Now this is a stainless steel 45, and it is a fantastic gun. But it doesn't change the fact that it's not comfortable for me. You have the internal rails inside the frame that come off of the slide. You've got two very, very small windows in here where you've got grip in order to rack it. I try to come over the top of this with my hand to grip it. I don't really have a lot of texture on here to grab it. Now, it's also worth noting that I've got a pretty severe, if you can see it on the camera, maybe you can't, I have suffered a very severe laceration to this hand many, many years ago, and I lost a lot of the dexterity in this hand, so I don't have a lot of feeling in 3 of the fingers, and that prevents me from getting a good grip on something. So rather than me spending upwards of $1,500, $1,600 on a CZ, I bought this and figured, well, it's as, okay, we're empty and we're clear. It's about as close as I could get to the experience of the CZ, but without having to spend the money. And believe me, I enjoy the gun. It's very, very nice. It shoots very, very well. Not a lot of options out there for it. It doesn't have a rail. It's not a slide optic cut. This is an older gun. I don't see this having a place in my collection for anything but a range toy. I've got range toys. So I'm going to be sending this one down the line for the next person who might enjoy it. It's, like I said, beautiful gun, very low round count. This one's going to make room for something else. This one may catch you off guard. Everybody knows I'm a Canik fanatic. I love Canik. So when I went out and I bought myself the Canik Mete Compact, I was very up on the gun. I was thinking, you know, this would be a gun that I would really enjoy shooting. Turns out not so much. Again, nothing wrong with the gun. It's my perception of the gun, how it feels to me, how the ergonomics are, how it feels. It's got the legendary Canik trigger to it. It's got the high capacity. Comes with a case that's got multiple magazines in it, multiple back straps. But this is my issue right here. This little notch that's cut out of the back of it, that they didn't figure out a way how to put on the base plate a little extension on the magazine to kind of fill that void. So when I put this in my hand envelops the gun pretty well, and it's not comfortable. That notch, that cutout on the bottom of the gun, doesn't feel good to me in hand. So when I take this out and I bring it to the range and I can shoot it, yeah, I'm going to enjoy shooting it for a little while. It's got all the features I want in a compact gun that I can carry, but I already have several compact guns. I already have a bunch of them that I put through the rotation, and for what it's going to take for me to say, I'm going to throw an optic on this, I'll throw a laser or a light on it, I'll get the different magazines for it, I'll use the ones from the other gun. It's still me trying to make something fit that doesn't fit me. And even though there's nothing wrong with the gun, and it's a fantastic performer, and it's super accurate, it's got that fantastic Canik trigger to it, it's just not the gun for me. I reviewed this because the channel wanted it. So that's what I did. This gun is going to make way for something else. Another gun that came up that, again, not selling the gun short, the Rost Martin RM1C, RMC1, whichever this is, RM1C. This is the brand new Rost Martin Compact 9mm. Comes with a couple of magazines. It's got that nice day glow green in there. You know, it's a striker-fired gun. Got the indicator on it. It's got an optic plate that comes off of it, and it's just another striker-fired 9mm at a relatively decent price. It's no better or no worse than any of the other guns that I have, but I've got 6 guns that fill this exact footprint. And like the CZ, this also has that little bit of a notch taken out of it. However, the Canik rather. However, it fits my hand a little bit more. Almost to the point where the C for the compact doesn't necessitate itself as being on the moniker. Doesn't exactly come across to me as compact. Now, again, it's a good gun. I had a little iffiness about the trigger. I found that the trigger was a little bit inconsistent for me, which was verified by a couple of other instructor friends that I have, that when they went out and bought one of these for themselves, and they too found that the press weight on the trigger it seemed to be a little different at different times. Other people picked up on it, other people didn't. You know, when I take a gun out of the box and I fire it, I'm really deliberate with the trigger. I'm trying to find exactly where the break is. I'm trying to, you know, detect I don't like putting the scale on it. I like to be able to judge for myself the trigger weight. You know, before I, you know, sort of test myself. Is that closer to 4? Is it closer to 5? The trigger, just as nice as it is, and believe me, it's a ton better than a Glock trigger. It just it didn't really, I don't know, I didn't rave about it. And at this point right now, for the amount of guns that I have, the amount of guns that I'm going to carry, if I get something, it's got to scream at me. It's got to scream, hey, I'm great. I'm a great gun. You should carry me. Otherwise, I just reviewed it for the sake of the channel. And believe me, it's not like I'm getting a shitload of clicks on the videos anyway, so I'm not getting a lot of return on my investment. Like I said, one of these is running at around $475. That's $475 I could put towards something different. Now, I've already reviewed the gun, I've already told you guys what I think about it. Again, not selling the gun short. You might think this is the greatest thing since sliced bread, greatest thing since Betty White. You might love this gun, and if that's the case, God bless. I hope you enjoy it. I hope it serves you judiciously through the entire time that you have it. For me personally, not my cup of tea. Just didn't feel that there was any one thing other than the mag release, which is actually really great on this gun. It's got this nice ambidextrous mag release that you can get with your index or your thumb, and it's a really positive ejection. That's a fantastic mag release on the gun. Other than that, no difference. Really, for me personally, no difference. So I've got about 150 rounds, maybe 200 rounds for this gun. It's still beautiful, still looks great. I take extremely good care of every gun that I have. You know, I don't even drop magazines on the floor. I try to make sure that I'm dutiful with my care and preservation of every gun, because every gun is an investment for me. So, you know, with that being said, like I said, great gun, just not for me. So I'm going to be letting this one go. I'm going to make room for something else. Last, I was trying to figure out, okay, what was going to be number 5 on the list for this video. And I hate to say it, but yeah, every now and then you buy something that's just so stupid, just for a gag, for a joke, that, you know, you just want to have fun with it. Well, unfortunately, that also winds up in the firearm world, too. Last year, I dressed up as the Joker for Halloween. And I wanted to kind of replicate the look of the classic Jack Nicholson Joker. So I went out and I bought myself the Heritage Rough Rider with the 16-inch barrel. And, of course, this is the Joker edition, so you've got the Joker grips on it. This is super accurate, super fun to shoot. I only got it with the one cylinder in it because I already have a couple of 22 Magnum Rough Rider cylinders that I could swap in and out. I didn't feel like going for an extra $60 for another cylinder, so I just went with the stock one. 6 rounds, thumb safety. You know, it does COLT when you cock the hammer, so it sounds like the real deal. Super accurate gun. It's got fiber optic sights front and rear on it, which are really great. However, the problem is when you're trying to mount a gun that's got a 16-inch long barrel to it, you know, keeping that on target, if you're trying to shoot anything more that's 50 feet away, not as easy as you think. You get an awful lot of dancing around on the end of that. That's why barrels that long usually come with a stock on the end of it, which I happen to have over on the other side of the room. Like I said, I bought this gun primarily to fill out a costume. And as much as I like this gun, I have no use for it. I honestly have no use for it. I could sit around, I could bring, you know, people out and plink with it and everything else. I've got plinkers. Could I train somebody with it? Train them to do what? I could teach somebody how to shoot with this, but the fundamentals of shooting this are going to be completely different than the fundamentals of shooting this. So this gun doesn't serve a purpose as a trainer. I mean, unless you want to teach somebody how to keep a super long barrel steady over a long duration of time to hit tin cans 50 feet away, then this is the perfect gun for that. Other than that, it doesn't really serve a purpose for me, other than the fact that I looked really good as the Joker, but unfortunately I'm a big fat sweaty Italian guy, and my makeup lasted about 15 minutes, so the suit came off pretty quick. But again, great gun. Don't discount Heritage. Heritage makes inexpensive, I'm not going to say inexpensive, affordable. That's a perfect word for it. Affordable firearms that are decently made, reliable. They're pretty rugged, and they're tough. You can drop. I know I have a couple of them that we've banged around pretty good, and they just keep on shooting. Great guns. They look fantastic. They're great guns, especially for people who are just getting into the 2A community, who want to spend a little bit of money, have a little bit of fun. These are, you know, Heritage makes a great line of guns, and now they've got a whole bunch of like 38s now that they're making that are beautiful. I mean, they've got a whole line of guns that are beautiful, so check Heritage out. But for this one is going on the gotta go list, because I'm sure at some point I can find something that is going to fit the, well, maybe not fit the, unless I could find a Buntline special. I don't think I'm going to find another reason to have a single action army with a barrel that length. But for now, until I make room in the safe again, this is Frank from the Range Report, saying thanks for watching. If you can, please like and subscribe and all the rest of that. And listen, we're only a handful away from 2,000 subscribers on this channel. When we hit the 2,000 mark on this channel for subscribers, we're going to start doing giveaways. I have partners with a couple of different companies that have agreed to give us some swag that we can give out to people. Some of it is going to be accessory driven. Some of it is going to be optic driven. Some of it might even be pew-pew driven. So if you want to get in on the giveaways, and we don't ask for money, we don't ask for anything, but we really could use an endorsement of yours by hitting like, share, and subscribe. Help us get our numbers up there, because YouTube's kind of got our, you know, they push us back in a burner. And we kind of think that we produce enough decent content that you guys are, you know, enjoy enough that you might want to watch again or have other people watch with you. And that's it. The sooner we hit 2,000, the sooner you and everybody else who's watching is going to be eligible to win some cool stuff that we're going to be giving away here on the channel. So if you guys could, we really appreciate if you guys could do that and check out L1F.us and give us a look over there. We have a beautiful rifle that we're going to be giving away soon over there. The Henry Golden Boy Lever Action 22, that's all fully laser engraved with the Liberty First Foundation logos on it. We're going to be giving that away soon. So if you want an opportunity to get that in your collection, head over to L1F.us and look up for the membership page, you sign up over there. It's $15 a year. It helps us keep the lights on. You know, so like I said, other than that, you guys be safe, shoot straight. Hope you enjoyed the content. God bless.